Hello hobby hunters, Neilus here with another speed build, and today we are doing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There's a lot of firsts today. First off, see what I did there? It's the first fusion we've done on this channel. I don't even think I've unboxed a fusion before, and that's including every single Vegito that I have, every single Gogeta that I have, Gotenks, and even Omegamon. Yes, I'm counting that as a fusion. And because it's the first fusion I've done on this channel, it's also the first Gogeta on this channel. Followed by being the first GT character on this channel. There's a lot of debate and discussion about who's the better fusion. Is it Vegito? Is it Gogeta? And my opinion is, I always liked Vegito more than Gogeta. However, I do like Gogeta's design a little bit more than Vegito's, and in the end it all comes down to personality. Now, in the movie Fusion Reborn, Gogeta was a very serious character, and I'm not talking about Veku. In the 2018 movie Broly, he was also very serious, and you could notably tell that he was enjoying the fight. Both of those Gogetas are stark contrast compared to this one. This Gogeta was more like Vegito and Veku than anything else. He wasn't taking the fight serious, and he was joking around. Which makes me think that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was actually a failed fusion, just like Veku. Maybe someday someone that is not me can do a theory video about this. It's just a theory, I'm not saying that it's a fact, I'm just having fun with things, alright? Anyway, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, here we go. Let's take a look at the box. Here's the front, and I always forget to mention these things, but yeah, we have Bandai here, Figurized Standard here, and the Dragon Ball GT logo there. Bird Studio, Shueisha, and Toy Animation right there. Then we have the left side of the box. It's the same image we have on the front. And you might think I'm still on the left side, but no. The right side is also the exact same image as on the front. On the bottom we have displayed the extra hands, faces, and his Big Bang Kamehameha, as well as being posed in various different poses. And on the bottom we have our little Pokédex entry, Gotenks, Vegito, Gogeta, and Broly here. I don't know why they put a bunch of fusions here and then suddenly Broly, but it is what it is. I'm guessing because the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta was here. And finally, we have our warning labels right there. Because of all the firsts we have in this video, I'm pretty excited about this one, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in the end. So let's get to it. And that is our Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 finally finished. I had a lot of fun building this guy. There were a few parts that I haven't seen yet that weren't in any of the other build kits, especially in the torso. Didn't take long at all either. I think all in all I worked on it for about an hour. And yeah, that's about the work I put into it. Anyway, let's see. We have a few extra props here. First off, we have the Big Bang Kamehameha, which he actually never used in the anime, but whatever. From what I remember, he stopped the attack midway and then just spewed confetti. We have two faces. We have the normal face and the screaming open mouth face. Two sets of hands. We have the open hands and the fists. And we also have two stand holders. One blue one straight out, which gets in the way of the tail here, and one white one which has a little bend so it doesn't get in the way of the tail. This one's pretty flimsy though, because it is a longer piece. It tends to bend over when he's on a stand, so I'm not using these anyway. And we also have a few spare parts. So we have this buttocks, which was part of the mold that the pants came out of. They put in an extra one with a hole in here so the tail could get in there, so we still have this part left over. We also have these two shoelaces, which are also part of that same mold because they are in the pants mold and they use them for Goku's shoes. And we have another mold full of stuff that we can use. We have a white vest and midriff and shoulder parts here, and some inner parts here that we can use. So maybe I can actually give one of my Gokus a white shirt if I want to. This is an entire mold. The pieces we used are gone, as you can see. Everything else just left there. And yeah, maybe one day I will do it if I get enough comments saying that would be fun. I think I have a black one as well and some black pant parts from the Trunks build kit. I'm not sure. but we'll see. If that's interesting, let me know in the comments below. The figure is about 19 centimeters, counting the hair, of course. And I think this might be my biggest Goku yet. Let's compare him to base Goku. Well, he's not a Goku, but you know, he's part of a Goku. And yeah, I think I always thought Gogeta would have been bigger than Goku and Vegeta together. And he is, as you can tell. Let's actually compare him to Vegeta here as well. While he's here, there you can see how big Vegeta is compared to Gogeta, and then Goku on this side here. But yeah, so Gogeta is the bigger humanoid figure that the biggest one as of yet, I think. I also think he's pretty wide, and I think he might be as wide, if not wider, than Ultra Instinct Goku. You can see the shoulders, because they are not part of the shirt here, like with Goku and Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. The shoulders are whole and they are a bit wider. So let's see. If I put him in front of there and in the back, yeah, he's about as wide as this one. Ultra Instinct. I'm gonna put him in the back there. Anyway, this Gogeta has a few small intricate parts that can come off easy when posing. So let's see how good his articulation is. First off, the head. You can't turn it at all. You can turn it left, you can turn it right, but you can't go all around. It is on a ball joint, so in principle you should be able to, but everything along the way gets in the way because of this hair. I wish they would be loose pieces that you can move around, like with the Asuna one, but they're attached to the back here, so you can't move them at all. They are a little bit flimsy, as you can see. You can bend them a bit, but I wouldn't push too hard because they will definitely break. So yeah, left, right, he has a little bit of a back bend and a little bit of a forward bend, and then the neck also goes forward a little bit and backward a little bit. Then we have the arms here, and the vest is attached to his body, so you can't move it around. You can go up and down a little bit, but I wouldn't do that too much because it's prone to fall apart if you do. Same with these parts on the shoulders. They are attached in the minimalistic way. They are not attached to the vest on the front here, and they just shove into the front here. So you can bend them a little bit, but if you go too far, you will lose this part. It will come off. It is useful that you can do this because that would make the arm movement a little bit better. Speaking of which, the shoulders are very sturdy and a little bit on the hard side to pose because they're very, very stiff. This part on the bicep here is not stiff at all. It's very loose, but the shoulder itself is very stiff in every sense of the way. So you can move it 360 degrees as usual because it's a ball joint, and you can move it up and you can move it down. So you can go everywhere with the shoulder. At the bicep here, you can twist it 360 degrees, and then at the elbow here, as usual, single joint goes back this far and goes forward this far. The arm does not twist at the wrist, but you can twist his hand all the way around as well. Again, because it's on a ball joint, and you have a little bit forward, backward, left and right. Then let's move on to the chest here. It has a little bit of a back bend, right? And a bit of a crunch. And you can twist it a little bit, but I wouldn't go further than this because it will pop off. And same at the other side. The back here comes out a little bit, as you can see. That gives him a very good forward crunch. But when you put it back together, make sure you push forward a little bit so it goes in there, because sometimes it connects, it hits the rim here and you can't get it in, like so. So if you push it forward a little bit, it goes in easy and smooth. And that gives him a nice back bend, all right? And then at the midriff here, you should be able to twist him a little bit. It looks like you could twist him 360 degrees, but the mechanics inside won't allow for that. So he twists about this far before he comes out. And of course, always the same on the other side. He's already coming out a little bit, but I think you can see he's coming out here the further I go. But he's almost at the back here. There we go. And there we go. So yeah, almost at 360 degrees before he came out. But yeah, you can see he's still attached, but he does come out of his pants here. So you can basically give him even bigger a crunch. And even bigger a back bend this way. Unless you put him back together. If you push him in there, then it doesn't work. But yeah, you can pull him out a little bit. And you can see you can twist him all the way around that way. And look what he can do if you do that. So if that doesn't bother you, you can pose him a lot better. It does bother me, so I don't like these loose parts. Anyway, the sash here only goes up and down. That's it. You can't turn it or anything. It just goes up and down. So I'm gonna move it up for now so we can see the legs. But first, let's move at the tail. It's just pegged in there with the ball joint, so it does go 360 degrees. And you can also pivot it slightly. Up, down, left, and it came out. So I said slightly, don't do it too harsh because then it just pops out. Right? Alright. Legs, as per usual, these are Goku legs, so they go around 360 degrees, but for some reason, with Gogeta, they pop out. Let's try that again. So up, 360 degrees. There we go. Perfect. Of course, the other leg's exactly the same one. So yeah, the legs are a bit stiff as well, so the mechanics inside don't always cooperate. You have to keep your hand on them at all times when you bend them. So he does somewhat of a split. It's not a perfect split, but he can do it. Alright, let's move on to the knees. Single jointed as usual, because it's the same as Goku's. Goes back this far and stops right there. Same with the other leg, and as usual, there's a limit to how far you can move the shin here. Left, right, right, and then of course the foot is not a ball joint, so it can only move up and down. He can pivot a little bit left, right, and that's it. So yeah, that's Gogeta. I really like this figure. It looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that you can't move these hair parts here. And other than that, the likeness is pretty good. I especially like the black rim around his eyes. That works out really well. And I can't really wait to compare him to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku. And of course, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Anyway, that's it for today. So let's bring in our spaceship and check out what will be our next video. We got our spaceship right here with our little papers in there. So let's shake him up. Alright, got one. Right, I'm gonna put it here. And let's see what it is. And our next video will be another Pop Vanille Tasmanian Devil. That would be this one. He's been standing in the background for the longest time. It's about time I unboxed him. So yeah, that's the video for next week. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of this Gogeta. Do you think he looks good? Do you think he looks accurate to the character? I think he does. He's about the right size. He looks... I personally think his likeness is very good, except for the hair parts here, they stick out a little bit, so they don't really lie on the vest, but I mean, it's a figure, it's kind of hard to do unless it would be one of those cast figures. I personally think it's good. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.